So the night we wound up taking Michael to the hospital, the ER, we took him because the right side of his face was struggling to keep up with the left side. It was a lot weaker than the left side. His eye was watery. He didn't really have much function on the right side. So after Pastor Luke and Pastor Brandon prayed over him, they kind of agreed that we should go ahead and take him and have him looked at. We all were in agreement with that. So we drove him across the street to the hospital, and first thing, when they saw him, they started saying, first thing they told us was that he had Bell's palsy. And, we heard what they said, but we just weren't receiving it. We weren't claiming that for him. And we just started praying against it. And next thing we saw the doctor came in and says he wants to look at the inside, see what's going on. They wanted to get some x-rays, wanted to do a CAT scan on his head just to make sure there was no bacterial infection. And so they took him back. They did the test. We waited. And when the test results came back, it was a form of lymphoma, is what they told us, because they found a mass in his chest. It was bigger than it, they were like, it shouldn't be there. They said it was like 9 centimeters by 6 centimeters. So immediately we looked at each other, we're like, no, this is just unreal. This is not happening. And so immediately, in our spirit, we just started praying against it, rebuking it, just canceling every assignment that the enemy was trying to plot against him. And we were just calling God to just come in and fight the battle for us, because we can't, we had to give it to God. And so the next thing they're telling us that they're going to transfer him to Cook's Children's, and they were already en route. We're just trying to wrap our heads around it all. And then we got here, they admitted him to a room, and then they started setting up for tests. And later that evening, they finally had a spot for him, so they took him in, did the exams. They did a MRI, they did some more x-rays. They also did bone marrow samples on both sides of the hip. They did a spinal tap, injected some chemo into his spine, in case there was any leukemia cells that were hidden up in the spinal cord. They got back with the results. They told us that it was leukemia, and we were just still like in awe of what we were hearing. We just couldn't believe it. Here, they've been amazing. The staff has been great. They set a great environment, a great tone for the patients and the families. We've just been amazed at how well this hospital is taking care of us all. The doctor that actually took him in for the test knew what the talit was. He grabbed onto it. He goes, "Hey, you got a prayer shawl, don't you?" He goes, "A talit." And he's like, he confirms it, he's like, "Yeah." And so right away, that was just God comforting us when he was going into surgery for the procedure. God's been there for Michael. We just we just don't know how easy it would have been if we hadn't seen the hand of God just all over it. But we're also thankful for what Pastor Larry teaches. We've held on to that very strongly. We've moved in every direction with what he's taught us, and it's working. With Michael the other day, day 8 of his stay here. You want to share?
So Tuesday night, I felt like I was sick. I covered myself with a blanket, and I felt like I was nauseous and getting hot. And then so I took it off and I put the talit on, and I felt like something just went through my body and healed me. Like it started from my chest and it went down, and then I went to sleep and I was fine Wednesday morning.
Day 8.
Yeah.
After that happened, I woke up, he shared that with me, and he was just really excited about what God did in him and through him. And he couldn't wait to share it. So as soon as he saw me just creep my eyes open, he's like popped up out of bed and just shared it. And that morning they weren't supposed to do the x-rays, but God showed himself, and God wanted himself to be seen and what his work can do.
And then this is today's. I don't want to Get your fingers in there. And
That's
then-
okay because you're explaining
So,
it.
and then it's all the way down here. So this is normal. So this is your heart. And these are the normal blood vessels. And so all of this stuff is gone.
They did the x-ray, and this is what they saw. It's gone. Completely gone. So we're just amazed. Can't say it enough. Right?